At one point during this discussion, he turned to me and said, man, I just cannot lose this job. And I said, well, what do you mean? And he said, look, I'm 50-something years old. I'm divorced. I have 2 kids from my first marriage that I have to put through college, plus alimony that I pay to my ex-wife. Now I'm remarried, and my new wife wants to have more children. And then he went on and said, look, I'm at the top of this profession. I'm making great money. But here's what I think about every night when I'm trying to go to sleep and can't fall asleep. If I lose this job, where am I going to go? I can't go program radio stations in Fresno or Richmond or something like that because it won't pay me enough money. And no one is going to pay me what I'm making right now, even if I am lucky enough to find a similar job to the one I'm making right now. And then he said the thing that struck me the most. He said, I'm trapped within the radio industry. I have no transferable skills. And that was the line that really struck me. I have no transferable skills. What am I going to do? Go to someone in publishing or television or the internet and say, I know how to make selector really work? And that really hit me like a hammer when he said that. I thought it was a very, very insightful, very smart thing that this guy was saying. And that's the theme that I want to talk to you guys about today, which is how not to have the feelings that this man was describing to me. How to put yourself in the position of confidence instead of the fear that this man was describing. As radio programmers, I think you have way more skills and talents and transferable skills than you actually realize and you give yourself credit for. But at the same time, I think you need to adapt and change your talents and think about what you do, not only from a career perspective of I want to move up and work in bigger markets or get a promotion within the company I work for or something like that. I don't want to be cynical and I don't want to be negative, but I think given the current reality of the world, you have to say, how can I be an executive who is employable no matter what happens to this medium, no matter what happens in the world? How can I think of myself as more than just a really, really good radio programmer? Because the advice that you probably got in the past from older programmers when you were just getting involved in this business is no longer valid. So what I want to do today is explore who you are and what you can be. If you do the things that I'm going to talk about today, not only will you think of yourself differently, not only will you be better prepared for any eventuality, but you'll be a much, much better radio program director at the same time.